Hello, everyone. It's Kiana F. Brown, and we want to thank you again for tuning in to another Forgiveness Fridays. I'm excited to be here this afternoon. If some of you are in the DMV area, you understand that it's raining, it's thundering. I love this type of weather because I feel that it connects me to God because I'm able to feel His power in the environment. So if you're at home, just make sure you stay tuned in. We're going to actually go through a guided meditation today with our special guest. But before we get there, I just want to pay a special thank you to our very own sponsor of Forgiveness Fridays. And today we have a couple of more items that she is able to share with our community. And so this book, it's called Seize a Moment to Inspire. Seize a Moment to Inspire. And it is pretty much a 30-day affirmation meditation journal where she is sharing so much information where you can actually get into a space of healing and just breaking free from some things. And so our sponsor is none other than Michelle Bolden Hammond. And if you want to receive any of these gifts because you know that we're able to give because of her, you can go ahead and chime into bit.ly / forgiveness giveaway. Again, that's bit.ly / forgiveness giveaway. All right, so I need you to do some pleasantries right now for us. Go down into the bottom of the corner of the screen and press the share button so that you can make sure that the community is able to tune in today because we are talking about health and wellness. Some great things that you can do, some tips, some tools that you can learn about the body, the gift, the temple that you have that God has given to you while you're here on this earth. And if you haven't been doing the great things that you need to do, today is the day that we can implement self-forgiveness and move on to a better tomorrow. That's right, guys. We can make today a stepping stone for a greater tomorrow. All right, guys, we will be right back after this commercial break. Make sure that you are sharing and inviting soon as we come back so we can dive into some great information with Michelle Bolden Hammond, which is our sponsor, by the way, and also our special guest today, sharing some information about health and wellness. All right, guys, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey, Forgiveness Nation, I'm here with Kiana. Just got to meet her, and I love what she stands for about forgiveness and letting things go. And we just believe as you do that, you'll see God's blessings in new ways. So we bless you, we pray for you, and believe in you'll see an awesome 2019.
All right, guys, we are back. I'm excited to have our guest, Michelle Bolden Hammond, in the house. We're going to be talking about health and wellness today, and we literally had an extensive conversation last night. I felt like, some of the things that we shared should be on the show, but however, that's going to be for a part 2, perhaps. But today we want to tap into our health and wellness segment with Miss Michelle. How are you this evening?
I'm great. Thank you, Kiana, for having me on this tonight for this topic of health and wellness. One of the things that, I take lightly because I've had a lot of people die from chronic diseases in my family. So that's why it's important that I be an advocate. In my role in my jobs previously, that's what I've done, community outreach worker. Just, even for the underserved populations. Because everybody, might not have the insurance or whatever else to get the proper needs. So giving them tools and the resources that I've taught them that can help prevent on some of those prevention, act as a prevention.
Okay, that's awesome. So we were kind of having a conversation last night, and you were sharing with me that one of the issues that I had just went to the doctor for the other day. Well, actually, when I went, it wasn't even for that, but I got the scare, and it was to see what was going on with my legs, right? My legs were going numb. I won't share when they were going numb, but they were going numb nonetheless. And my doctor said, because I have a family doctor, I've actually been seeing this physician since I was about 15 years old. My mom sees her, my stepdad, my great-grandmother before she passed away, my husband. So she's pretty much like our family doctor. And so the first thing she said to me was, you know what? Because there's a history of diabetics in your family, let's go ahead and test you. Now, I've witnessed my grandmother, go to the extreme with this disease, with this illness. My mom, she's been able to kind of control it where she's just taking medication, but it's literally on both sides of my family, my mom, my dad. And so when she said that to me, it was like, oh my gosh, like, God, please, no, I can't take pills, I can't take medicine, I can't do the insulin, I cannot do this. And so for that moment, it was really scary to think that, because of something that was in my bloodline, it may be something that I could have. And how do I fight against this thing? So you do something, it's a diabetes self-management class. Can you share with us more about that?
So one of the factors when I began this class, we used to host it for different churches, different companies. I actually was blessed and honored to have the employee wellness program at the Chesapeake Bay Hyatt, which in the factors of me working, and just share some of the benefits of the self-diabetes management classes. It will teach you how to get motivated, which we know we're supposed to have 150 minutes of exercise a week. We're actually supposed to do our calorie counts, especially if we are diabetics. We are actually supposed to keep on track on how much we're taking in, either hypertension, all of those typical things that we do. So in this class, it's a 6 weeks class that we do. We come in, we weigh in. So within the 6 weeks, we could see some changes, not all the way, but then we can go on graduate to the 12-week, which will be the CDC lifestyle changer. So in this, you're learning how to do your calorie counts, do your exercise, and you also log it. Because if you write the vision down, things will happen.
Yes, write
the vision, make it plain. So one of the great testimonies that, like I said, we had one of the gentlemen who was in the program, the wellness program at Chesapeake Bay Hyatt. He was a person who was seeing a doctor every 2 months. Mm-hmm. He got into this program and he was taking pills. He got into this program and he dropped 50 some pounds. Wow. And he only had to go to the doctor now like once a year. So it's beneficial. It's on how you want to move it. And then we teach people how to stay within your realms of your calorie of the day, based upon your size. And everybody says that you're supposed to drink the 8 glasses of water. That's if you're at a minimum standard. If you're on a heavier side, like myself, we need to drink more. More water.
Yeah, and just thinking about the calorie intake, we were briefly talking about like how society kind of sets you up for failure.
It does.
With the calorie counts. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So one of the things that we talk about, this is 100-calorie diet, and we do. If you look over for the years, statistically, our size of the plate has changed. You go to a restaurant, they give you double portion. And that's the thing. It's about portion control. What do you eat? Are you having more? Your plate should be half of your vegetables. That should be the most, fruits and vegetables. You also, with the 100-calorie diet, half of a donut is 100 calories. Really? Do we really eat half?
No, we're actually eating the whole donut.
Or if we get a bag of chips, are we eating 9 chips? No. So those are some of the things. If you have a graham cracker, that breaks down in 4.
Girl, you eating about 4-5 graham crackers.
So this is the type of things that we teach about that calorie. It's how you eat, and effectively you can have, they say 3 meals a day, but you can break down your meals into like 6 mini meals a day.
Okay, that's awesome. That sounds great. So, of course, we're here to talk about forgiveness, and we've talked about just a little bit about the diabetes self-management course. But overall, with health and wellness, I would like to know what forgiveness means to you as it relates to the topic of health and wellness.
Okay, for me, forgiveness, it's the whole thing. It's your mind, your body, and soul. Because even if you don't forgive, that's something ill. So that's something that can infest, that's adding on stress, which we'll talk about a little bit. And that can those are cancer causing agents.
Yes.
So it behooves you to forgive.
Yes, it does.
And I mean, it's a hard step. It's a process. It's just like this process of health and wellness. It's a hard it's not a hard process in the it can be, but it's how you manage it. And it's how you got to manage everything. And forgiveness, please do forgiveness. And I'm not saying it's easy. It's never easy. No. But it's just how you break it down. Anything you want to work hard for, anything that's good, it's going to be
a challenge.
Yeah, a challenge.
Trust me. So you hit on the stress management piece.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to talk about that because I know that there are some tactics that are used. I was actually talking to somebody the other day, and she was telling me, we were talking about her smoking cigarettes. And I'm like, well, why don't you, just stop? And I actually used to, believe it or not, smoke cigarettes back in the day. And I praise God because I'm not in that same place or that position anymore. But she said that's something that she does to relieve her stress. There are many different things. Some people drink, some people eat to get over that stress. How would you recommend that somebody get some relief with their stress management?
One of the things is you got to start deep within. You need to first off find out what's causing the stress. There's also a thing that I do when I teach the stress management classes. I talk about doing a 2-week journal to really identify what are you doing during that time, what is it, write that and jot that down, then go back to it again to identify what the stress is. Then we talk about different mechanisms, what we can use as tools to help you with your stress.
Okay.
Those typical things like that. So what is the cause?
Sounds like something I do with forgiveness. I do reveal, release, and regain your confidence.
Right.
So, I think that step can pretty much help in every area. But for me, I know that I'm not going to say I get stressed out, but sometimes I let stuff get to me, and then I'm able to sort of just take a minute and breathe.
Right.
I just have to step back before I let myself go there. I was at the nail salon. I shared this the other day, and I was in a moment of, I believe I was getting angry and stressful because I needed to leave to be somewhere, and they were taking their time. So I was a little angry about the time, and I was stressed because I'm like, I need to get this done, but how am I going to get here? And I'm going to do this and do this. And it was like a whole war going on inside of me. And it was like I had to just calm down because I knew that if I said something, it might not have come out the right way.
Triggered. It could have been a trigger. And again, it's probably, you can look at it, is that a time management thing? Is there an issue? It could have been, I always look at that when I might not be at this time, but maybe down the head, maybe it prevented me being in some type of accident, this person being there. So it's sometimes you got to take that calming effect. And one of the things I talk about too in the classes that I do, we talk about also deep breathing. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, we don't really learn how to breathe. No. We just take the big end, but you have to get that whole diaphragm and stuff moving, and you purse your lips and breathe out slowly, not quickly, but slowly.
Okay, so guys, I hope you've gotten that. If you are ever in a situation, first of all, you need to realize why you're even there. Bring that issue to light. And then, don't just breathe real fast. Just take little small
breaths.
Deep breaths, breathe in and breathe out. Do it a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? That actually felt good right there. So right now we're going to come back because we have some other tools and things that you can use as it relates to stress management. But we're going to go to commercial break right now, and we're going to come back because I want you to actually experience this. I'm excited to experience this. I won't share exactly what we're going to do, but if you've been tuning in, you should already know. But just make sure that you come back on the other side of this commercial break. All right, this is Kiana F. Brown, your forgiveness expert, and I have Miss Michelle Boldenhammond here, which is all also, I'm excited. She's
Yeah.
also our sponsor of Forgiveness Friday. So the reason that you're able to get free gifts, the reason that you're able to watch this show right now is because of her believing in the vision that God has given me. So guys, stay tuned, stick around. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Hey, Forgiveness Nation, I'm here with Kiana. Just got to meet her, and I love what she stands for about forgiveness and letting things go. And we just believe as you do that, you'll see God's blessings in new ways. So we bless you, we pray for you, and believe in you'll see an awesome 2019.
My name is Denzel Bennett, CEO of Urban Style Media. I started this entity to give nonprofits, small businesses, an opportunity to display their gift in giving people the ability to live their dream. People that wanted to make a difference in the community oftentimes didn't have a platform, whatever's in their heart, or whatever they want to do from a media standpoint, in terms of directors, producers, musicians. We want to allow everyone to have a conduit to display their craft. Currently we have 7 shows. The collaboration aspect of our platform is expanding every day. We encourage people to go for their dreams. And so in order to feed the community, we need to expand our base. And expanding our base, we want to allow more people to have an opportunity to come on air to talk about their initiatives. We've been open approximately 5 months. And in that time span, people have shown up, willing to serve. It's been beyond my wildest expectations. The people that have shown up have been dedicated, have gone beyond and above the call of duty. We're going to continue to pursue community objectives and initiatives. We want to be a staple in the community. Our slogan is Imagine Us. So imagine us being there for you and your dreams to help us serve the community in the best way possible from a media standpoint.
Hi guys, it's Kiana F. Brown. You're back on the other side of the commercial break, and I am really excited to get into this next section. We're talking about some tools that you can actually use for stress management. So if you're just tuning in on this commercial break or from the commercial break, we're talking about health and wellness, things that you can do. We talked about diabetes, stress management. Now we're going to talk about some tools. You've given us some breathing techniques to do as it relates to stress, but now we're going to go into our senses, so to speak, and talk about some aromatherapy.
Oh yes, most definitely. And one of the things I want to say before, like stress management, one of the things in the class that I do, everyone, you get a certificate of training for coming in for it. When I come to do, everyone receives a certificate. One of the things I want to say too about stress, even when it's time to wind down for bed, there are some things, if you feel like you're up all night, you're tossing and turning. So one of the things that you have to do is watch your caffeine intake.
Okay. So
I'm going to ask the question, and this might be something that you can give away. When should we stop our caffeine intake? What time of the day should we stop our caffeine intake?
I'm going to guess maybe like 3 o'clock.
You're on it. You're on it. Because that might be why we're so anxious and tossing and turning. So that is one of the factors. Is your room too hot? Is your room too cold? Different things like that. And I know we all in this technology world, but use your bedroom for sleep. Not all of the...
I am so guilty of that. Sometimes my husband can't get in the bed because on the side I got my laptop, I got books, I got my everything is, it's like an office in the bed.
Right.
So okay, I'm gonna try to work on that. I'm not going to say that it's going to change. I'm going to try to work on it because, like, that's the space where I can get a lot of work done. I'm, like, kind of in my comfort zone. So what do you say about that, you know?
And another thing is, you know, you hear about Zen. You talk about it like that. So you might have some way your room is set up that's blocking your energy and stuff to be moved around as well. So you have to watch those typical things too. So those different things as well. But as we talk about, we're moving into aromatherapy, correct?
Yes.
So one of the things we talk about with the aromatherapy, I actually teach how to do mixtures for different types of, for instances, if you're having headaches, mood things. There's different types of essential oils. One of the things we all know, lavender is a calming.
Yes.
Patchouli is another one. If you mix lavender, patchouli, those typical things, those are more aromas for calming your senses.
Okay.
Orange, those typical type. That for headaches, we talking about using peppermint.
Okay.
Avidette, and something to give you clarity. If you can't keep focused, peppermint is a good thing. One of the things they say for you to do with your children, especially those who are hyperactivity, they say to bring in their memory to keep them focused is to let them have a scent of peppermint. And just for the God for the day.
You've just given me. I love my guests because I'm always learning different things, and I'm just excited to have learned that tip. And so, where are some places that people can find this?
Well, you got Whole Foods. You have Whole Foods that sells essential oils. Anywhere you can. One of the brands that I use is Young Living. Okay. That is type. And when people use the massages, you make sure that you do if that's up to you if you want the deep tissue. I know some people can't stand the deep tissue too much, but you want the type of sage, and you want those typical things. Raindrop therapy that covers your whole body, so that's something else.
I know I can't do the deep tissue. I was seeing a therapist one time, and he told me that, you're gonna get used. So I'm like, dude, you hurting me.
But yeah,
I guess I had, over time, my body would have become acclimated to it. But at that point in time, I was like, no.
And it releases toxins too.
Yes.
It releases toxin, and there's like Young Living is a company that I use to do my essential oils. One of the things that we use as to get rid of, like a lot of people might have some mold in their house. So there's a specific type of, and it's kind of expensive, but there is a oil that you can use. Particularly, you're using a base of peppermint. You're using patchouli. You're using a tea tree oil, and you set that on to set the aromas around, and it like kicks up some of that mold spores that's in the air.
Okay. All right, guys. So we've learned about some aromatherapy. You've given us some awesome tips. Now we're going to get into this guided meditation, and I'm going to be the guinea pig, I guess, but you can be the guinea pig too. So it's only going to be for a couple of minutes. I am going to press play on the music that we have so that I can actually get into it. And I kind of need this because I had a long, stressful day at work today. So I'm going to go ahead and play the music.
And you can do this at home. What I will say is just position yourself in a comfortable space as I'm doing this script. But we usually do this to get, before we start our sessions or whatever else for stress to start it off, and then we go into that.
So that you can go into it.
Yeah, so that we can go into it comfortably, and then we do one before we leave.
Okay.
Out in case something that comes up during our meeting or whatever, and then we'll go ahead and do it.
All right, here we go, guys. Am I closing my eyes?
Just tune into the script, and I'm getting ready to go into it.
Okay.
So, this is a walk on the beach. By getting into a comfortable position, whether you are seated or lying down, loosen any tight clothing to allow yourself to be comfortable as possible. Uncross your legs and allow your hands to fall at your sides and rest in your lap. And if you're all of uncomfortable, shift to get yourself into a comfortable position. When you are ready, you may allow your eyes to gradually close and turn your attention to your breathing. Allow your belly to expand as you breathe in bringing in a fresh, new air to nourish your body. And then breathing out. Notice the rhythm of your breathing in and out without trying to control it in any way at all. And now, in your mind's eye, imagine yourself standing on a beautiful beach. The sky is brilliant, blue, and some fluffy clouds float slowly by. You drink in the beautiful colors. The temperature is not too hot or cold. The sun is shining, and you close your eyes, allowing the warmth of the sun to wash you all over. In the distance, you hear some seagulls calling to one another, and look out to see the birds gracefully gliding through the air. And as you stand there, notice how easy it is to be here, perhaps noticing some sensation of relaxation, comfort, or peace, or whatever it is. After a time, you decide to rest a while and find a comfortable place to sit, and simply allow yourself to take some time and enjoy this. This is your special place. And now, when you are ready to return, you stand and begin walking back down the beach in a comfortable, leisurely way, taking with you any sensations of relaxation, comfort, peace, and joy.
Okay. So guys, we are on the show, right? We are doing the show. That means I have to wake back up. That means I have to pep myself back. That was awesome.
That's just a sample.
That was
just
awesome.
How we go. And usually, Tom, we do it in a quiet place. I have the room lit up with aromatherapy. We stretch out. We do all that type of stuff.
Okay, so how can people get in connection with you so that they can get these classes, so they can learn more about the diabetes self-management class and all the other things that you have going on?
You can reach me on my Facebook, which is Michelle Bolden Hammond. You can actually go to my I Am to Inspire TV. I have a lot of events that goes on, and you can reach me at my email, which is beinspired, the number 70@yahoo.com. And you can also reach me on my Instagram at Moment to Inspire, and the number is 410-253-6937.
All right, thank you. That's awesome. So, guys, you know that we're almost near the end of the show, and I have to come to you with some definition in Scripture. We cannot leave without having the word. So I chose the definition of wellness. And wellness is an active process of becoming aware and making choices toward healthy and fulfilling life. Wellness is more than being free from illness. It is a dynamic process of change and growth, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. And the scripture that I chose, guys, for today is coming from 1 Corinthians 6, 19 through 20. Again, that's 1 Corinthians 6, 19 through 20. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your bodies. And that's some things that, I sometimes don't honor myself, putting things in it that don't belong there. Right. And I think about it. The other day I made a post on Facebook that asked the question, how many of us have actually been offending our landlord, which is Christ, because we're in the bodies that he has given us to do the things that we want to do with our temples. So that's a question that I want to ask you. How have you offended your landlord? How have you made some constructions, some renovations to the property that you don't even own? And so, guys, let's remember to take care of our bodies. This has been Forgiveness Fridays, and we've been here with Michelle. She is so amazing. She has the book right here, Seize a Moment to Inspire. You can also find her on her social media platforms, and just stay connected with us because she's connecting to us because she's our very own faithful sponsor. All right, guys, I want to thank you. I hope that you are enjoying the amazing, beautiful weather outside. If you're in the DMV, you know that we're having a little rain. If you're somewhere where it's some sunshine, I hope that it's a beautiful evening and you watch the beautiful sun as it sets. Remember, guys, I'm Kiana F. Brown, your forgiveness expert. You've been tuning in to Forgiveness Friday. And this has been another excellent segment, and we've shared on the topic of health and wellness. And I want you guys in everything that you do to remember to forgive, but above all, you must live it, do it, and be it. All right, guys, we'll see you next Friday for another amazing episode of Forgiveness Friday.
All right.
Thanks for joining us today.
No problem.
Bye, guys.
Bye.